Welcome back, guys. In this new video, I will be exploring copy. The command copy is very useful in AutoCAD. With copy, we can create multiple replica of the original figure. Copy can be active. The command action can be activated in three ways. We can click on the command and on the copy icon here, or we could type CO for copy, enter, and that will activate copy. You could also type CP, enter, for copy as well. Yeah. So there are three ways in which we can activate the copy command. CO, enter. The next step here would be to select the object. So you will need to follow all the steps given by the command bar. It says select objects, and it is important to note that we can copy more than one object, like that. CO. It then asks us to choose a base point. Specify a base point. A base point is basically anywhere a point that you wish to use to snap onto some other point. So say for example I choose here as my base point. It will then ask me to specify a second point. If I click here and click there, see, those two objects will be copied from where they were up to here. Yeah. So we're creating duplicated copies of those. Now I don't want that. Let me go to undo. Undo. No. Again, let's go back to copy. Except that this time I'll be using CP for copy. Enter. Again, it says select object. I left click here because I only want one object. Once that object turns blue, I then press the enter key. And again, we must pay attention to our command bar. Our command bar gives instructions as to what to do. In this case, it says to specify the base point. And again, the base point is the point where we want to grip this object. So I want to drop these circles or copy these circles to all four corners of this rectangle. So in this case, I will choose the center as the base point. So I will left click here, then click at the point where I want this to paste. Go across and click there, click there. Once you're done, press escape. Yeah, escape. That's one, no more. And that's basically how we copy an object. Yeah. We could also copy an object from a specific distance away. Yeah. So again, I go C O copy, enter, and I click on this object. Then I select enter. Now I am choosing here as my base point. Here as my base point. So each time, everywhere I click, that will be placed that distance away from the object. Just like that. Let's go to undo. Also, we could copy an object. Say for example, I want to create a title block here. I type C for copy, enter. It says select a base point. I click here as my base point, and I then choose the top as my second point. Here as my second point. Here as my second point. There as my second point. Once I'm done, I just press escape. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of that. Now we could also copy using array. We could also copy by placing objects at a certain creating multiple objects at specific distance apart. So for that, we type CO, copy, enter. We then select object to be copied, then enter. Once we click the base point, it will now give us an option down here to create the second point or array. What array does, it allows us to create multiple copies of this object at specific distance apart. So I'll click onto array. It will say specify, enter the number of items that we want, or how many of these I want and I want to copy. Say for example I type 5. I want 5 copies. It will then ask me to specify the distance. It will ask me to specify the second point. No, with this, look at this. I can copy them like this. I can copy them like this. But for this I want them to be straight. And now I can state a distance that I want them to be, distance apart I want them to be. I want them to be at say 50 millimeters apart, 50, enter. And these are now created at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5 of these. See, one here, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are created at a distance of 50 millimeters apart. Let's check to confirm. See, 50 millimeters apart. So these are created at 50 millimeters apart. Again, let us go through the procedure for doing that, all right? Let's go to the procedure. So the first step is to type CO or activate copy. Then select object as the first step. Then enter. Then we specify the base point. Then click array or type A, enter. Then enter the number of items or the number of copies that you want. In this case, let me use 7 this time, enter. I can then now specify the distance I want them to be at, the distance. Say I want them to be at 15 millimeters apart, I click that. Yeah, and we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at a distance of 15 millimeters apart. 15 millimeters apart. Yeah, so we can use this application of this. We could use this when we're drawing roof framework or any drawing that has multiple parallel sides at a specific distance apart. You could use this. Yeah. So those are some very useful ways in which we can use copy.